The Honorable Member Sherrod Duncan, after the last sitting, leveled labels at the Speaker which included words such as bias, partisan, and non-partisan Speaker. In one of the Honorable Member's social media posts, backed up with lampoons, he writes, and I quote, "Mr. Speaker started out nice, like them new cook shop." And I want to caution members that I'm hearing that when the Speaker is making an announcement, we ought to give the chair the reverence of silence. You don't have to listen, but don't disturb. And then the price raise and the standard fall. I thought after the second bout of COVID, he'd stay closer to God, but the devil's got to him, bias, partisan, you name it. And that is funny. Everyone is showing themselves for 30 pieces of silver. Guess after protesting Granger at Pegasus, there is no coming back. And I close the quote. And he had a lampoon, non-partisan Speaker showing his hands. Honorable members, the Honorable Duncan's social media comments and lampoon is a direct charge of bias against the Speaker, and it imputes on the Speaker's character. It also is something which is not condoned in our Westminster parliamentary system. I urge the Honorable Member to desist. Criticisms of the Speaker read the narcotics bill and on the murdered Henrys and Singh motion. On January 28, 2021, the Honorable Member Sherrod Duncan, on another program he hosts, had the Honorable Leader of the Opposition as his guest. They both went on an attack of the standing orders, conventions, and customs and practice, and on the Speaker. The Leader of the Opposition and the Honorable Duncan were criticizing the Speaker's decision on the narcotics bill and on the murdered Henrys and Singh motion. Here is a sample of the commentaries of these two honorable members. With respect to a mistake made by the Speaker saying the ayes have it on the narcotics bill, which the Speaker immediately corrected, the Honorable Member Duncan imputed that the Speaker reversed his decision after he was prevailed upon or coaxed by the government. These were some of his words, and I quote, "Then his colleagues prevailed upon him," end quote. Open another quote. He had to be coaxed that the opposition cannot win the debate, end quote. Nothing of the sort happened on January the 20th. The Honorable Leader of the Opposition also weighed in saying the Speaker himself was convinced that at the end of the debate the ayes have it, and that he had to change his initial position. But the most vile and atrocious actions that emanated from the Leader of the Opposition, these are some of his comments. They, PPPC, are blocking things, and they are getting the help of the Speaker to prevent certain measures from going through. Honorable members, quiet please. The additional majority, and I quote, which they have. I quote again the Honorable Leader of the Opposition. Very early we got an indication that the Speaker was going to take a position on this matter, that the matter was sub judice, end quote. I quote again some of his words. Was not allowed, he was responding to the Honorable Duncan. He said the motion was not disallowed by the government but by the Speaker. Let us put the blame exactly where it is. The last time I criticized him in public, Honorable Chief Whip and Leader of the Opposition, can you control your members, please? Let us put the blame exactly where it is. The last time I criticized him in public, he made a big thing about it. But this time he will have to make a big thing again. Every effort was made to prevent it from being heard, end quote. The Honorable Leader of the Opposition criticized the Speaker's decision to not hear at the 16th sitting the motion on the late Henrys and Singh. He imputed improper motive that the Speaker was in collusion to prevent the motion from being heard. He accepted and he knew what he was doing was against the rules and publicly challenged the Speaker to make a comment on his action. The Honorable Leader of the Opposition knows better.